Hey, what's up? It's Jerad with Ditch Auto, and we are on week 10 of our photography challenge. Super excited about week 10 because it's now we're out of the single digits. We've made it 10 weeks now in this challenge, and of course we have a lot more to go. We're still early on in the year, but there's just been so many photos being shared, being created and shared in our Facebook group, in the Ditch Auto Facebook group. A lot of people are getting out every week and taking pictures and trying new things with their camera and learning new things and just stretching themselves so that they can become better photographers, more in touch with their photography equipment, and more able to just capture photos whenever a situation arises and they just want to grab their camera and go. People are trying new things. People are starting businesses. It's just really cool to see what everybody is doing that is taking part in this photography challenge. So this week, our challenge is black and white photography. Now that could mean a lot. It could be very easy to make a black and white photo. I mean, you can put your camera in black and white and take a picture, or you can take a color picture and then just convert it to black and white. I mean, it's super easy to do that. But I don't want you to do that. I don't want your photo to just be a simple one-click black and white conversion. Now, what I want you to do is actually take your photos in color. I don't want you to switch your camera into black and white. I don't want you to do anything in your camera that would give you any black and white information. What I want you to do is take that photo that you capture, and this can be anything. This is a wide open week of take pictures of whatever you want, and then I want you to take that photo into Adobe Lightroom, Adobe Photoshop, whatever software it is that you edit in, and I want you to do a proper black and white conversion. Now, there are ways to do black and white conversions, like click on the button that converts it to grayscale, or grab your saturation slider and slide it down to 0, but that would be cheating. I really don't want you to do that. And the reason that I want you to start out with your photo being color is because when you do a black and white conversion, I want you to have all of the different sliders that are available in Lightroom or in Photoshop Camera Raw, for example, that allow you to manipulate the different variations of gray that are in your photo. A black and white image is not black and white. It is everything that's in between. All of those different shades of gray is what make up that photo. Now, if your photo's properly exposed, it won't have any solid black or solid white. What it will have is a complete variation of grays in different tones across that entire image. And that's what I want to see. I want to see a good representation of grays across that image. That means, using contrast to tell your story, because in black and white, that's kind of what it is. It's a contrast between two different colors and what falls between. Color gives us a lot more, and there is contrast in color photos, but there's such a wider range of contrast, and contrast feels so much different in a color photo than it does black and white. So I provided a link to an example of a black and white conversion that I've done so that you can watch that and you can kind of see how I do a black and white conversion. Black and white conversions can be done in so many different ways, and so my way isn't necessarily the only way to do it. I encourage you also, if my way doesn't make sense or doesn't produce the image that you're looking for, to maybe look for some other photographers' methods of converting to black and white and learn from those as well. So that is going to be basically what our challenge is. Now, a black and white conversion could be used also to save a colored image. For example, a colored image where there are things that, colors that are washed out because of too much light, overexposure, or maybe something that's too dark and it seems underexposed. You can convert that to black and white and save that image. And I used to have that opinion in the past, as that I would use black and white as a way to save images. Those were in the low light issue days where I was shooting with a Canon 20D that was horrible in low light. These days, I don't really have that problem anymore, and many of you on the cameras that you're shooting on probably don't have as much of a problem shooting in low light. Also, in black and white images, you can introduce grain into your photo, which gives it kind of a cool effect. So look at the different things that you can do to make your black and white image interesting. Slide those sliders around to adjust the contrast, to make things darker or things lighter, and make the lightness values just different in that image until you get a mood out of that image that you really like. Don't just take a photo, convert it to black and white, and upload it. Spend some time with it, and maybe it's not even the first photo that you take. Maybe you have to take a couple photos to get there. I know that that's probably going to be the case with me because I love color. I love the vibrance of color in images, and I often am giving my clients 99.5% color images and very few black and white images because I just love color and the vibrance of it. So with converting to black and white, I would implore you to start in color and work your way back to black and white. I want the image to be solid black and white, so no selective color, selective black and white. The entire image needs to be of the varying grayscale range, but spend time in post-production working on that using whichever software it is that you use, and then come back to the Ditch Auto Facebook group and share that with us. There's a link in the description below this video that'll take you directly to the Week 10 photo album where you can upload your photo. In that, include some thoughts on the photo, talk about what it is that you did to that photo just to help us understand what you did to achieve or what you did to change the image to make it have that feeling that you wanted to give it. Talk about that a little bit, and then give us your camera settings as well, because we all love to see camera settings along with the photos. So that's going to do it for this week's challenge. Week 10, we're now into the double digits. I'm super excited to keep going and to communicate with you guys in the Facebook group, talk about our photos, share these experiences with each of you, and take part in that. It's just so much fun to get in there and be a part of this community that we're all in on the Facebook group. So there's a link in the description below in case you haven't joined that Facebook group yet. I invite you to join us there. And then if you need help getting into manual mode with your camera, if you are not yet shooting in manual mode on your camera, take our free Ditch Auto course that's going to help you learn more about your camera, help you get out of using automatic mode so that you can take control of your camera and what you want your camera to do to capture those just better, higher dynamic range photos that just turn out so much better than when you're shooting in automatic mode. So until next time, subscribe to our channel here on Ditch Auto so that you get notified when new videos come out, and head on over to the Facebook group so you can join us in on the discussion around the challenge and anything else photography related. Thanks so much, and we hope to see you here soon in the Facebook group and back here on YouTube next week with a new challenge. Thanks a lot.